Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Audrian Mendoza mula sa Lipa at ibabahagi ko po sa inyo ngayon ang aking debosyon sa mahal na Birheng Maria. So, hindi ko po masasabi na itong aking debosyon ay tunay na perpekto sapagkat sa dinami-dami ng ibinigay sa akin ng mahal na Birheng Maria, tunay na kulang at kulang ang naibabalik ko sa kanya. So, ang aking pong debosyon ay namulat po ako sa mga ganitong bagay ay sa murang edad. Meron po akong grand aunt na malimit akong isama sa Santa Cruzada at sa mga Black Rosary. So, at a very young age ay nagpakita na po ako ng interes sa mga bagay-bagay ng pananampalataya. So, sa Black Rosary po ako natuto na magdasal ng rosaryo at doon na din po nabuo ang aking debosyon sa Mahal na Birheng Maria. At tuwing Mayo, Flores de Mayo, ay ako din po ang nag-lead ng rosary. Kaya po year 2014, meron po akong tita na nagsaserve sa aming parokya. Siya po ay choir member at meron siyang choir mate na kasama niya sa choir na isang legionary. Kaya po ako ay nirecommend niya. And so 2014, nag-join po ako ng Legion of Mary. So hanggang ngayon po, ako po ay isang active member ng Legion of Mary. Pretty much doon po umiikot ang aking debosyon nung ako ay bata. So kapag October at saka Lenten season, sumasama sa pabasa, ang pasyon at sa Black Rosary. So, fast forward po tayo, siguro 2018. 2018, again, it's May, bakasyon. So, I spent a lot of time browsing the internet kasi wala naman akong ibang gagawin sa bahay noon kasi bakasyon. So, I saw this documentary on YouTube entitled The Woman Clothed with the Sun by the late Miss June Lee. So I watched it out of curiosity. But it was not the first time that I have heard or encountered the apparition at Lipa. I've heard it somewhere else before, but I did not pay too much attention. And so I watched the documentary, but I did not watch it full, no? Because I was skeptic at first. I was really skeptic about this apparition na. And then I started talking about it to my family members, to my friends. And so, because I talk a lot about it, my tita gave me a book, the white book entitled A Journey of Suffering and Holiness by Mr. Rene de Jesus. So I've read some pages of it. But after that, nung nag-umpisa ang school year, all of that was put into halt na parang hindi ko na nabalikan yung documentary and all that, mga binasa ko. Nalimot ko na nung nag-start yung school year. I was grade 9 that time, 2018. Grade 9, and doon po nag-umpisang magbago ang aking mga pananaw. I started questioning my faith, the Catholic faith, and I even questioned the existence of God. So practically I was in the brink of being an atheist. And during those times, I would only stick to those what I called facts or yung aking mga pinaniniwala ang katotohanan during that time. So even though I was in doubt, even though I do not believe, there is still this tiny piece of faith or of whatever you call it. Meron pa din sa aking heart na a little place for faith. And that's what made it hard, because I was questioning it, but this tiny portion of faith left in my heart kept fighting. So, nung time na yon, na nag-doubt na ako, I joined the Facebook groups discussing about atheism, and most of my views were really changed, to the point na I even went against the teachings of the Catholic Church. So that time I also read the Bible just to find loopholes, or just to prove myself that what the faith that I came to believe was all a hoax or fraudulent. So yun, that what that was what happened to me during 2018. So ironically, bumalik, hindi ko binalikan pero bumalik sa akin itong apparition sa Lipa in 1948. I saw this invitation from FB for the Triduum in honor of Our Lady Mary Mediatrix of all grace. I don't know what made me do so, but even though I was in doubt, I was not believing that time. I went to attend the Triduum. What's more ironic is I even invited my classmates to join me, even bribing them that I will be the one to pay their pamasahe. So yun, nakompleto ko po ang Triduum, and I even attended the National Day of Prayer for World Peace and Sanctification of the Clergy. But I was still in doubt that time. So after that month, September, hindi ko na ulit nabalikan ang apparition sa Lipa. And around the same time, na-dissolve po itong aming presidium sa aming parokya. Ang presidium po kasi is yung tinatawag na, siya po yung unit ng Legion of Mary sa mga parokya. So na-dissolve siya, and the main reason is nagkulang po kami sa member. I can still remember na I was the secretary that time, na every time na pumupunta ako sa parokya to join the meeting, ay ako lang mag-isa ang nandun. The point na I even set up the altar and prayed the prayers alone. So yun po ang naging dahilan kung bakit na-dissolve ang aming presidium sa parokya. After a few months, binisita po ako ng ilang senior legionaries namin dito sa bahay, and they told me na i-revive itong junior presidium. They will look for new members, and they asked me to help them na i-revive. I am this type of person na hindi ko kayang tumanggi minsan, I am this type of person na may talagang pagkakataon na hindi ako makahindi. So even though I was in doubt that time, I said yes. And dahil naka-oo na po ako, I did my duty. So na-revive namin yung presidium. So we got an information that there will be a youth camp in Cavite for 3 days. And originally, I did not plan to join. Pero yung nakaregister po na galing sa aming presidium, hindi po siya makakapunta. So since nabayaran na po yung slot, I went to the camp in place of him. So doon sa camp, tinuruan po kami ng mga mainly legionary works, no? And so the activities really touched me. I don't know how, but when I came home, the clouds of doubt started to be lifted. I don't know, pero unti-unti pong nawala yung doubt nang ako ay nag-join ng camp na yun. So, fast forward to the next year, 2019, pinalikan ko itong apparition sa Lipa. No? I watched the documentaries again. This time, I watched it full. So, tinapos ko, inintindi ko, and I also read the books that I had on hand about Lipa apparition that time. So, pinag-aralan ko, and I was convinced. From what I have read, I have watched, I have heard from the people I talked to about this particular apparition, I was convinced. So, nung na-convince ako, I started joining FB groups, FB pages. I like FB pages related to the Mediatrix. And so, I saw this schedule of the activities in Lipa Carmel, by the way, it's May 2019. So, nung nakita ko yung list of activities, so there is this 12 of the month devotion. So, nung nakita ko po kasi yung schedule na yun, lagpas na ng first Saturday. So, sabi ko, sige, pupunta ako ng 12. And I did. I joined the penitential procession around the patio of Carmel, and I attended the mass that followed. So I vowed to myself na the next month, I will go to Carmel to join the first Saturday procession. To be honest, with the young mind I had back then, one of the main reasons I came to Carmel that first Saturday was for the aesthetics. I imagine uh, dawn procession. It was dark, and then it's all lit by a candlelight. So sabi ko, maganda ito sa paningin, and I will really enjoy it. But what happened is, if any part of me was pleased at that time, it was not my eyes. It was as if my whole body lost sense of pleasure, and all these pleasures came crushing into my soul. I was really moved kasi yung mga nakita ko, I was moved that the people I saw there were really showing love to Mama Mary. A great love indeed. So I was moved, and I solemnly joined the Holy Rosary and attended the Mass after the procession. So after that, uh, nung ako ay after ng Mass, I went to the roof, the prayer deck. The prayer deck. I had there, and then nakita ko madaming mga tao na may hawak ng journal ni Father Glass. I have read about it on Facebook, pero sabi ko, I really need to have a copy of it because I'm not really fond of reading things online because it gives me eyesore. So, nahiya pa ako nung una na magtanong. So, I just went on my way. So, pagdating ko dun sa prayer deck, I said my usual prayers. And then, I prayed 3 Hail Mary. And I said, Mama Mary, please give me a copy of the journal of Father Glass. So, after that, bumaba ako. Nung pababa na ako ng hagdan, may nakita po ulit ako ng isang babae na may hawak ng journal ni Father Glass. And so, I inquired, sabi ko, saan niyo po nakuha? And she told me that copies were given inside the chapel. Sabi ko naman sa sarili ko, baka pag pumunta ako, ubos na yung copy. So, nagpasalamat na lang ako and then went on my way. But before I could even take my next step, she called me and then gave it to me, the copy in her hand. I was overwhelmed that time kasi I just prayed for it, and then in an instant, it was there. I had my own copy. And then I was smiling from ear to ear. After a mass, there was this announcement, or must I say, address to the youth of Lipa. There was this address for the youth of Lipa to have a devotion to the Blessed Virgin under the title Mediatrix of All Grace, because Lipa is the center of the devotion to the Lady. And that time, I was afraid of commitment because I think na pag tumami yung organization ko, baka may ma-neglect ako. So, I developed this habit na pagkakagaling ko ng Carmel, maglalakad ako papuntang Lipa Cathedral to adore the Blessed Sacrament. And so, while I was on my way to Lipa Cathedral, habang naglalakad, I was browsing the journal and with a smile ear to ear. Then, habang nagbo-browse ako, I remembered the address, the youth of Lipa, and I said, Mama Mary, if you want me to, please give me a sign. So, pagdating ko sa cathedral, I was not really planning to go inside the cathedral kasi yung Blessed Sacrament Chapel naman nasa tabi lang, and yun lang din naman yung sinadya ko. So, I don't know what made me do it, but I entered the cathedral. And as I did, ako ng holy water, I signed myself with the sign of the cross, and I genuflected. Right at that moment, who would have thought na just as my me touch the ground. To you, Mediatrix of all grace, laid inside the cathedral. What a great coincidence, di ba? So, I was overwhelmed that time. Talagang tuwang-tuwa ako. I took it as a sign. After that, I came to adore Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament and I went home. And first thing I did was to inquire about it. And so, after those experiences, talagang, evident yung presence ni Mama Mary. It's as if she's trying to call me na to go deeper into this event at into the events of Lipain 1948. And so, that time na na-experience ko yun, nawala lahat ng doubt. Doubt, yung doubt ko about my faith, yung doubt ko about the apparition, it all went away. So I started to believe, truly believe, no, in full. And so yun na nga, the following months, the lady inspired me to go to confession frequently. And yung dating kinaligtaan ko nung I almost became an atheist na I stopped going to mass, I stopped saying the rosary daily, naibalik ko gradually to the help of Our Lady. Naibalik ko sila yung mga usual prayers ko. To the point, I was fond of Carmel that time. The enthusiasm I had, it's really overwhelming na every week I am in Carmel. Wednesdays and Saturdays I am there praying the Holy Rosary at the prayer deck and visiting the original image of Our Lady there. So yun. If I am to compare it to a puzzle, kumbaga, isang piece na lang ang nawawala. And Our Lady acted as the last piece. So finally, I can move on from that phase, going to the next, to explore more of my faith and devotion to her. So, madaming nangyari na kung titignan parang coincidence. Pero for me, it is not. Ever since I am a child, I have had this feeling of always being drawn to Mary. No? And her motherly love really proved that I am really drawn to her. Na talagang tinawag niya ako pabalik. Nung I almost became an atheist, it was her that called me back to the embrace of her son. Imagine if I did not go to Carmel. Nung pagpunta ko ng Carmel noong 2018 for the Triduum, it's as if it was a prelude, parang ini-introduce na ako ni Mama Mary sa events of Lipa. And then, imagine if hindi ako pinuntahan itong aking mga sisters from the Legionary to ask me back, what would have happened of me? So, it was Mama Mary acting. She just made use of people and events to call me back. Truly manifesting her motherly love. And as recently, I am indulging myself in the teachings of Saint Louis Marie de Montfort. And I came to understand why most of the time I acted on my impulse, which led me to things that Mama Mary and our Lord wants me to trod on. Because in a certain text I read from Saint Louis of Montfort, sabi niya, if the soul is aware of the doing of Mary, may tendency na baka masira. Because, human nature, kasi tayong mga tao, we tend to focus more on what we want. May tendency lagi na kahit makalatag ang plano ng Diyos, lagi tayong pupunta sa kung saan natin gusto at ang susundin natin ay yung plano natin. So, maybe that was what happened to me, na Mama Mary is trying to tell me to submit myself to her blindly so she can work on me. Kasi, had I known of these things, I would have ruined it. Baka nasira ko yung plano niya sa akin. I will not be here sharing this with you today. So, pretty much that's it, my devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary. Nothing much of a big deal, but it is evident, no, in my experience that she is truly a mother concerned for us, her children. So I can I can say that truly she is a mother, and she wants the best for us. No? Siya talaga yung tumatawag pabalik sa mga naliligaw. Imagine if Mama Mary abandoned me that time, I will be really lost. I would have been lost in the darkness. So, yon, as I continue my devotion today and hopefully until the end of my life, I will strive to give back to her what is right and due. Although at times my human nature will betray me and fail me in my devotion to her, one thing for sure, even though I fail, Mama Mary's love will not fail. So, yun lamang po ang aking maibabahagi. And magandang araw po muli sa inyong lahat. May Our Lady, Mary Mediatrix of all grace, smile upon us all.